What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel, here with episode 2 of the weekly podcast. And if you know me and anything about series, I am not the greatest at them. This week was a weird week for me. It is the first time since I started YouTube that I've been down for an entire week. I did not post a single video this entire week. The last video posted was last week's Sunday podcast. So the fact that it's the first time ever I've had to do that, and the reason behind that is because I switched my computer to a solid-state boot-up hard drive, and my standard hard drive, or my hard drive I use for my regular booting and stuff, is where I kept all my game files and stuff, or not game files, but video files and stuff like that. So somewhere along the way in the transferring, the videos that were supposed to go up this week just didn't make the transfer. And all my stock footage I had for videos is just gone. I don't know what that is or why they were gone. I think the fact of it. Oh, excuse me. I tried to get away from the mic for that. I think the reasoning behind that was the fact that I just didn't update my backups before I transferred them over soon enough. Like I had updated them and then made those videos. So unfortunately, I lost that footage and the videos that were supposed to go up this week. That'll hurt my what do you call it, the algorithm that we finally got picked up on. So I'm kind of worried about that, but hopefully this week's videos should all go up on time and it should all be good. There's at least 2 that I plan on getting up this week. They're already the footage is already recorded and ready. Just gotta do the actual voice work. Speaking of videos, the footage you're seeing in the background is from Legend of Korra. It is on Steam. It is the tie-in game to the TV show. If you know anything about me, you know that Avatar: The Last Airbender and ultimately Legend of Korra are 2 of my favorite TV series, I guess we could call it. Avatar will always be my favorite TV show, right behind Red Green, or Red Green and then Avatar, probably Avatar before. Avatar is just something that means a lot to me. I'm planning on getting a tattoo of all the 4 nations logos on me someday. Once I get the funds and all that good shit lined up. And the game is just great. It's definitely an arcadey, Nickelodeon-made game, so it's not without fault. But it does let you play out that Avatar experience, which no other game really has let you do, so that it's great. It's definitely a missed market for people like me that just want to be able to switch from firebending to earthbending to, hitting somebody with water, turning them into ice. That's really great feeling when you go into the Avatar state and you're doing all 4 at the same time. It's a great part of that game. So yeah, that's the footage in the background. As far as this week's topic for the podcast, I really don't have anything other than E3 is going on right now. It's Sunday, so they just started it. EA just did their press conference and finished up their press conference, so pretty much I just kind of was in and out. EA really didn't have too much that looked like it was going to interest me, because EA likes to toot their own horn and for things that shouldn't need to be tooted. For instance, the big thing I wanted to watch was about Battlefront 2, which, one, I hate the fact that they're calling it Battlefront 2, because it's almost sacrilege to me. And 2, their big thing was, we have a single player campaign. We have a single player campaign. No shit, that's what a game. To me, multiplayer is still an additional feature, not a game. And I think it still amazes me that games come out that are only multiplayer and do really, really well. For example, Overwatch. I have no problem with Overwatch per se. I've played it. It's a fun game. It's a for quality first-person shooter, in my opinion. But it amazes me that it came out with no single-player campaign, no nothing. All it is multiplayer, and it's done as well as it has. It has made money hand over fist faster than they could ever plan on it. For just being multiplayer, and it just astonishes me that that's a thing. To me, multiplayer, like I said, is still a add-on. It should be, we have a multiplayer and not we have a single player. It feels backwards to me to put it the other way, but I suppose I'm probably old-fashioned in that sense. Also, what else? Of course, FIFA and Madden and all that good shit. And Dirt, that was one they were, Dirt or Need for Speed, that's what it was. They were really proud of that. Really don't care. I'm kind of burnt out on racing games. Every racing game I've bought has just been fucking shit. Horizon Zero Dawn, not Horizon Zero, Forza Horizons, and then before that the Crew. Just burnt out on racing games. I'm just done with them. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and some fucking reboot of, oh, what is the name of the game? The Prisoners. I don't remember. Don't care. Really don't care. And a whole like a 10-second trailer, and they're like, check it out online because we can't be bothered to put it here. It's like really. And like during their Battlefront 2 thing, they're like, we have these people that are big players. They play a lot of multiplayer, so we invited them over, and they looked at our game, and we're improving off what they said. And like their main spokesperson was Stone Mountain 44, or 46, or whatever his number behind his name is. I've never been a big person for numbers behind names. They had him on. He was kind of their main poster child, which I have no problem with him. I've watched a little bit of his content. I have absolutely nothing with him. Of course, I'm in Neeb's gaming camp, as if it comes down to those two, which it often does. It's often between Stone Mountain and Neeb's. I am always in Neeb's gaming corner. But I have no problem with Stone Mountain. The problem I do have is just like using those kind of people and saying they are making the game better because we're taking their opinions, and I'm sure they are to an extent. But if I know marketing and producers well enough as I think I do, the opinions that they give mean nothing to them. They'll be like, oh, change this UI thing to this, and they're like, no, we spent $10,000 to make this. We're not that particular part. We're not changing a goddamn thing. And they go, well, what did you want us to do? And we're like, you're glorified stress testers for us. Is pretty much the vibe I would get from there. Then again, I wasn't invited, so maybe I'm just a little bit jelly that that's it. Probably not. But if you wanted to make that argument, you could make that argument pretty easily, and I wouldn't even. I'd give you pretty much credit for that. Good for them. Though I wish I got access to games early because of this job. But I don't. So oh well. I will be watching E3 as close as I can. I work tomorrow, so that's a problem. Bethesda's is tomorrow. That'll be kind of interesting. Hope they what even can Bethesda announce? The only thing that they could announce that would be amazing would be like the next Skyrim game is coming out in 2 months or something, which I don't think is going to happen, but it would be a fucking amazing because they are dumping a shit ton of money into Skyrim Online. I was going to do a video on that. I really, really was. I had footage and everything, and the footage was exactly 10 minutes long because I loaded the game, jumped in, got out of the first little ship into the main area, and people were just running around on unicorns and griffins, and everyone was just so overpowered. And I can't do multiplayer games. I don't think I can. WoW and stuff like that. I can't be. I'm a level 1, and there's a level 436 with his diamond encrusted saber tooth running around with the sword of Argon. It hurts. Unless you are the one that's, maybe it's different, because it's like a 4-year-old game now, so that's the difference between the gap of people. But then that gap shouldn't be there when you first open, I guess, is what I'm saying. Is I have a very big problem with just opening up and everyone just being so overpowered. It's like, why the fuck am I even here? Really, really, why the fuck am I even here? Games like that, you got to get in early for it to really feel like you're making a difference or making any fun. I think, at least that's my experience with those kind of multiplayer games. So that hopefully Bethesda announces something. I'm sure Todd Howard has something lined up that he's going to be like, and it's available now, and it's probably not going to be great because we're too soon from the last one to have a new Fallout. We're too, probably, yeah, they're, like I said, they're dumping too much money into their online for a new Skyrim. So the only thing and Prey is doing really well, so maybe like a Prey DLC or something like that might be announced. Dishonored 2 just came out, so they can't even do that. What was the other game they made? Rage? Maybe Rage 2, but that would be pretty surprising. Honestly, there's no games I'm really like, or companies I'm like, oh, it's due for a big one. I hope to see Far Cry 5 with Ubisoft, and maybe they announce a new IP. Red Dead 2, I would like to see some actual footage of. It'll probably be pre-rendered bullshit, but that's alright. That's what all Ubisoft will do too. And I'd like to see some of the stats on Project Scorpio, because if Red Dead can't come to PC, which All signs point to it probably won't, and it'll make me cry, and I'll stay up at night and cry. Um, then I'll have to get an Xbox. I refuse to not play it. As much as it'll hurt me to go back to console, I can't not play Red Dead 2 because Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Revolver, mainly Red Dead Revolver. Red Dead Revolver was the reason I got an Xbox, and Red Dead Redemption was the reason I got an Xbox 360. So it would only feel fit that Red Dead 2 would be the reason I had to get an Xbox One, or I would look into a Scorpio. Honestly, would if they were in a reasonable price of it. Um, but yeah, that's all I'm kind of looking for E3 this year. Um, E3 is on my list of things I'd like to go to before I die, and I did get not an invite, but I did get the availability to buy tickets. They were just so goddamn expensive compared to the RTX one that I'm going here in a month. And then I found out they were open to the public later that day, or later that the time period they had contacted me, like a month later. They said they were open to the public. That was a little bit of blow to the ego because it's like, oh, well, they invited me, but they also invited the entire world. So, but I do want to go. I think it'd be cool, especially if this channel takes off, to actually be invited to actually physically go there for a purpose. I would love to. I mean, if you didn't hear me mention, I will be going to RTX in July. Hopefully I can get at least 1 or 2 videos out of that while I'm there. I don't have a laptop anymore, so it might be shitty quality phone stuff, but I hope to get some stuff up, maybe just like a slideshow of pictures or something. I'm very excited for that. As far as other news, I did want to speak briefly about one of the videos that will be coming out this week is for Rising Storm 2. And I did have a video made for it originally before I switched over. And then because the game was broken, the video was very negative. And then before I switched over, the game fixed itself, so I was able to play it. And I was like, oh, I'm a man of my word. I said I would go back and fix that video if it changed, and I was gonna do that. I was going to do that. And then when I switched over hard drives and re-downloaded everything, re-downloaded every game, re-downloaded everything, it's broken again. So I can't record new footage to say, hey, the game's not broken anymore because it's broken again. And I can't use the same video that says, hey, it's broken because it's broken. So I think I'm just going to use like trailer videos and tell, hey, it's broken, pretty much. But if you don't see that, if you only see this video, not the video, that's a big heads up. But it's not just that game that's broken. It's also Ghost Recon Wildlands. They both use easy anti-cheat, which is a fucking pile of shit, and I absolutely hate it. And since this is a podcast, this is how I really feel. I think it's a fucking bullshit. They had to use a third-party anti-cheat put in your fucking game. Don't make me have to have a stupid third-party software that I've never had good luck with that software. Other games have used it. Every time I've had to use it, it fucking crashes the game, it breaks the game, hurts my computer. It was running a whole nother system or a whole nother process, and it just doesn't work to have that particular software running. I've used other anti-cheats, like BattleEye and stuff like that, and I mean, I don't like using a third-party system anytime for a video game. Especially, I don't even like Uplay or Origin. I just like the fact that if I buy it on Steam, I got it on Steam. I don't have to open up 60 different windows to play a game I bought full price for. So especially easy anti-cheat, which is now broken, Ghost Recon Wildlands, that has a new DLC that I'd really like to be playing. It has the 2 that I would like to review, but they're broken because I can't use the anti-cheat. Is really aggravating because Ghost Recon Wildlands is like, that's my favorite game this year that has come out, really. I don't think there's any game I've played as much as that one, especially for the channel. So it really hurts me that I can't do that now because of this. And I can't do this video for a somewhat decent first-person shooter because it's broken. So the video will probably be mostly that. Also, yeah, so hopefully the algorithm doesn't hit me too hard with being down for a week. Like I said, that's the first time in a week I have not posted a video since I started doing YouTube over a year ago. But like I said, it was kind of something unavoidable, or it was avoidable, just unforeseeable. I thought everything was backed up safely, and those are the only things I lost, were my videos that were supposed to go up and my gameplay footage. Everything else was fine. Everything else was fine. Transfer went okay. New hard drive is working somewhat right. I think solid states are a little overpraised and overpriced, personally, now that I have one. But, gotta move with the times, man. Also, work's just been kind of hectic this week. A lot of time put it in, especially it's hot now. If a little tidbit about me, I hate being hot. I'd much rather be cold than hot. I hate being hot. It gets me irritable. It gets me sticky. I just don't. No, I don't work well with heat. Um, if it were up to me, my apartment would be kept to like 40 degrees all the time. Also built a new gun this week. Built a new AR pistol. First time for me building a pistol. Built a couple rifles, but the first time building a pistol, and I think it's really good. I'm probably going to take it to the range here tonight or tomorrow. Make sure gas tube and everything is done. Um, so I don't know if I ever talked about that. Yeah, I kind of dabble in minor gunsmithing, the kind that doesn't need a license to do. It's kind of a little hobby of mine. Um, when I'm not building computers and I'm not doing YouTube and I'm not writing and I'm not doing this and I'm not working and I'm not sleeping and I'm not watching theater mode and I'm not. I got a lot of pokers in the fire. All are brought on by me. All are brought on by me. Um, I can't really think of anything else to. Oh, I wanted to answer. I got a couple tweets of people, um, a while back. Wanted to know what my rig was, my computer that setup I have. Because I always talk about, if my computer can't handle it, I'd be surprised if somebody else's can. As far as power wise, and the reason I say that is because my current build, is a Cool Master. I believe it's Vengeance or Vanguard. It's a monster a case. Can almost fit two ATX motherboards in it. It's beautiful. I love my case so much. Case with a i5 processor. I forget. I think 49 something something for this number. On a Z36, I believe, motherboard. Z97 Pro Gamer motherboard. I had to lean over and see. The i5's in there, liquid cooled, of course, through Corsair liquid cooler. And then the big claim to fame is I have two 970s running, one older than the other. The one I bought second hand, but they both run very well SLI together. With a 750 power supply, hard drive space, or 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, 32 gigs. 4 6 of 8 gigs of RAM. I have a 3 terabyte hard drive that I use for all my games. Then I have a secondary 2 terabyte hard drive, which is actually a 3 terabyte hard drive, but it only recognizes 2 terabytes. So that 2 other terabytes is for all the other programs and the videos and the video editing and all that. And then now the new boot hard drive, 500 gigabyte boot drive. All to a some old Acer monitor I've been using since high school, so like 5 years, and then a 32-inch television that I use for YouTubes and stuff while I'm working on the littler monitor. Just a basic deluxe keypad and mouse that I've been thinking about upgrading. Shaded desk that my grandparents got me when I moved into my new place. Also Vive is plugged in there. Used to have a nice chair that I found in a dumpster while working one day. It was a very nice chair. And then that broke this week, so that also sucked. And my microphone that I'm trying to desperately look for is a newer microphone. I bought this literally a year ago when I started YouTube. No, it was probably like 2 months after I started YouTube. I used to be using my deluxe headphones, their mic, but that was shit. And now I use an actual microphone with a nice thing. Thought about getting a webcam, but then I couldn't be doing what I'm doing now and be recording without pants on. It's a big plus. So yeah, that's my current setup. I've been thinking about doing a room tour just because I think it would be kind of fun. I've also been thinking about doing a Draw My Life, but I have no idea what program I would even use to do that. A few people have requested both of those, and this channel is about 60% you guys, 40% me. Probably a little bit closer on that, probably 70-30. In all honesty, I love entertaining you guys. Love getting the feedback. Absolutely love it. It means more to me than you guys probably know. And 30% me just saying fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. Fuck it. Yeah, it's my little corner of the website of the internet, I'm damn proud to have it. I'm gonna fight damn hard to keep it. If you haven't noticed, we're not going what do they call it? Not Ad friendly, yeah, that's right. One of my Day of Infamy video tried to get unmonetized, and I fought that one and won. So that was a pretty good feeling. No, yeah, the channels. A lot of the times, if you want to know on inside of my brain, um, a lot of times I wonder if it's time to stop this YouTube thing. The channel's growing, but does it really make a difference? I don't get a lot of feedback on YouTube per se. I get a minimal amount of feedback on like Twitter, and occasionally on my actual personal email. Patreon's non-existent as far as people. So when you don't get feedback, it's hard to know whether or not you're making a difference. And I've just kind of concluded that this is healthy for me. I will save the semantics for another video and not this one, but with some of the stuff I deal with, it's very good for me to have to talk about stuff, even if it's just video games, just to get my feelings out. And video games have always been that outlet, just to have a venting. I think everyone needs whether you mow your lawn, or you do woodworking, or you just knit, or you write, or you run a YouTube channel. You always need some kind of vent. And if you didn't notice, I'd rattle off like four. I build computers when I can afford to do so. I build guns when I can afford to do so. I write a story. I write a story when I can. I work a full-time job. I do YouTube on the part-time. I have a small comic book collection. I have a small Lego collection. I have a small book collection. I have a small DC animated collection. Everyone needs that thing to fill the void in time. Life is meaningless if you don't fill the time. Money is great and all, but you can't take it with you, no matter how bad somebody will say it. But I think that's enough for this video. We'll end the podcast here. Thanks for tuning in for episode 2. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Videos will continue as they should be for the rest of the week, and hopefully for the foreseeable future. Until next week, where we'll talk a lot about E3, I imagine. As always, we're all in this together, and I will see you in the next one.